Now, we all know that Al Capone was born in New York and he became notorious in Chicago. But did y'all know that he spent half of his life in Miami? Well, if you didn't, don't worry. I did some digging. Let's get into it. Now, if you don't know who Al Capone is, all right, he was a notorious gangster here in America, and some people say that he might be the most popular crime boss ever. Now, we all know that the winters in Chicago are brutal, okay? And Al Capone hated the snow, okay? So he wanted to buy a home somewhere that he could be by himself and in warm weather. But not only that, okay? This is Hyman Wise, okay? Hyman Wise is supposedly the only person that Al Capone feared, all right? And he was always trying to take Al Capone out. So look, I just want to say this first, okay? Al Capone had a lot of homes in America, all right? But it was something about the Miami area that he just loved and wanted to make it his second home. Now, when him and his goon buddies got here to Miami, he was looking for some real estate. But he ended up finding a spot on Palm Island that was perfect because at this time, he had no neighbors. Look at this. This crazy. This back in 1928 is when he purchased this house, okay? He purchased it for $15 million, all right? And there's no neighbors. He has no neighbors, just open lots, and he had his own dock. This in 1928. Who had this kind of money in 1928? Man, y'all look at this right here. Y'all see this dock? Look at this dock. Look at the house on the dock. The house on the dock looked like a 2-bed, 2-bath. Now, at the time when he bought this place, this whole area was still in development, all right? But see this house over here? His neighbor didn't want him to move in. They knew who he was. And they didn't want a criminal living in their neighborhood. And they kind of had and he was pissed too because he thought nobody would know who he was because he was from Chicago. News spread, Al Capone. You out here taking people out. I don't know what Miami do to people, but what is this? Check out, bro. Bro got on the one piece with the shawl on and the hand on the hip. What you doing, Al Capone? Now, I just want to throw this in here, all right? Y'all might not care about this, but did y'all know that Al Capone actually served in World War I, all right? And that's where he got these scars from, all right? Apparently he was cut by another soldier. Now, I think he owned this house for about 20-something years, all right? But this was his second home. So when Chicago was snowing and the weather was bad, he would come to Florida and this is where he would stay, all right? So he basically was a snowbird. Now, I read somewhere, all right, that when he was here at the Miami home, he rarely left just because he had so many threats on his life, and I think he was running from the police one time here when he had warrants for tax evasion. He was running here. So this was a perfect hideout spot for him for a long time. Now, when Al Capone died in 1947, all right, the home had went through a lot of owners, all right? But the reason why I'm doing this video is because they just demolished this house, okay? And I want to show y'all what the inside of this house looked like because this thing was amazing. Now, first off, this pool is massive, all right? It's amazing. You picture throwing parties in this thing? It was said, too, I read in an article that Al Capone would fish out of this pool because he couldn't go nowhere, all right? So they would fill up his pool with fish. And bro was just fishing out his pool. Oh, this is nice. This is nice. Look at this. Got a nice little patio area. Think about having barbecues out here, you know what I'm saying? Watching the Tampa Bay Bucks game, feel me? Would have been nice, but they tore it down. Oh, this be me. This be me right here. I be out here all day. Look at that view, right on the lake. I ain't gonna own no boat because I don't really play around with boats, but shoot, got a little dock. Check this out. Look at this room. Boy, this the room that your mama and your daddy tell you not to go into because everything white. This the formal living room. You know that one living room that you get right in the front with the good furniture in it? Might still got plastic on it. And then I don't know what this is. I don't know what section of the house, but I ain't coming here. I ain't coming to this part of the house. Rest of the house look like lifestyles of the rich and famous, and this look like an unsold spot on Zillow. And like I said, they demolished it, just tore it down. The people who bought it actually was somebody, I think right here or on the other side of the neighborhood. They plan on just expanding their lot so they can stretch out their home. And they bought this lot for $23 million. Just the dirt section of this property is $23 million. You have to build a house for like 10 mil on this. Because then they're going to be looking at you like, oh, you cheap? He can only afford the land. All right, before I go, I want to throw this in here, okay? When he died, all right, in 1947, he was worth $100 million. And you know how much that's worth today? $1.5 billion. That's incredible. The more you know, peace.